The final whistle of the season has gone. I'm joined by Michael. Say hello.
Hello.
Joined by Pete.
Hello.
And I'm joined by good old Paul.
Hello.
So lads, that's it. It's, well, unlike Man United, of course. I don't know what the fuck happened there earlier, but yeah, the season's over.
Oh, can I just pass out?
It's
too much for me. I can't take it anymore.
It's been one of them, hasn't it? It really has. It's been a typical Sunderland season, but the last game we literally had nothing. We couldn't go up the table, couldn't obviously go down the table. Newcastle sorted that. Well, we sorted that really, didn't we? Yeah, so it was a game that meant nothing. So it's one of those weird ones that we actually find ourselves in, a game that meant fuck all, literally.
I think Rafa Benitez is found he's found his new job. It's an ice cream man, I would say.
I was just about to say, for anyone who couldn't hear, it's an ice cream van.
Ice cream man, I would say.
Manager's Ice Cream Van United FC.
Would you like a flake with that?
Oh my god.
I play two flakes up front, you get to swirl around the middle.
For you, I would say Perez, you little.
It's still more effective than Alexander Mitrovic.
It's quite bizarre for them that you can't score against Villa, yet you score 5 past Tottenham Hotspur.
Well, exactly. What more can you say to that, really? You know, even then the third one, it wasn't even a penalty. Nowhere near a penalty. I mean, that was a dive that Cristiano Ronaldo would be, if he was dead, he'd be rolling in his grave over. Honest to God. It was that terrible. It really was.
Oh. As with regards to Watford, like you said, though, I think it was just the fact that there was a game that didn't mean anything. We couldn't go up the table or down it. So for me, the Watford game was I'm halfway off the shot there. The Watford game was a chance to show what the future could hold. Like, if you put some of the youngsters in and try and blood them in, because look at Robson as an example.
Yeah.
Van Aanholt's our only option, really, in senior terms at left back. So get Robson in, try and provide some competition. So I think that, for me, that's what the Watford game was. Although I would say, how on earth is Kevin Friend a Premier League referee?
I agree.
Oh, I do not know. How can you have 2 goals that were legitimate ruled offside?
And give a penalty that was contentious against us as well.
It was never a penalty either. Never in a million years was it.
Mind you, when I saw that Kevin Friend was our referee for the Watford game, I said, oh, thank God we're already safe then. Because that could have relegated us.
Well, I said to Paul as well, didn't I? When Paul told me, I turned around and said to you, Paul, didn't I? I goes, well, that's a doom and gloom on the day.
Yeah, well, one thing I will say, it's not the first time Kevin Friend screwed us over either. We've had it on numerous occasions. There was one example when we played Liverpool just after Christmas.
Rafa's coming back.
Yes, I know, Rafa.
Oh. Rafa, go away. You're not wanted, for God's sake.
I know, exactly, God. But no, when we played Liverpool just after Christmas, I can't remember. I was watching it on Sky. There was one incident where Liverpool had a corner, and it was like a little quarter circle. I can't even speak. Quarter circle, and the ball was clearly outside of the line.
Oh, may I ask what's a quarter circle?
Quarter circle, yeah. Oh, simple. It's half a semicircle.
Right. Yeah, but football term, I've never heard of that.
Well, I've just used it. There you go. New term. I claim libel for that. So, but you know what I mean? Like, it was clearly outside the area where you can where you put the ball on to take the corner. And Kevin Friend looks at it and goes, "No, it's against Sunderland. You're all right. Just keep it there." He's literally that bad a referee.
He's an idiot. He hasn't got a fucking clue. He really hasn't.
I generally do feel sorry for a lot of referees, but he can go and suck Mitrovic's cock for all I care.
Some do get it wrong, but it all depends, doesn't it? You know, on the angle that they see it and all that bullshit, I know. But as for the penalty, how he gave a penalty like that, he stood there, and it seemed like an eternity. Then he finally blew his fucking whistle to give it. I mean, you're thinking, what?
Do you think the linesman said something in his ear? Because he waited such a long time, he might have waited like a clarity kind of thing, for the linesman to say something.
Well, maybe, but I mean, O'Shea, it was a 50-50 ball. O'Shea got there first. That's just tough.
It wasn't a penalty, no.
No, I honestly, I don't think it was. I really don't think it was a penalty.
I'm not just saying that. I honestly don't think it was a penalty.
Yeah, but
at the end of the day, we got screwed over about 3 times by Kevin Friend and we didn't lose. So I suppose that's cause for celebration in itself.
I think
that's true. And the big one. Don't forget the big one. The final game of the season, and Sunderland didn't lose it.
I know. I was thinking
that.
The last few seasons, we've always lost the final game.
We have, haven't we? Yeah.
That's really. But I mean, it was disappointing to take the lead twice and not win. But at the same time,
it wasn't Sunderland doing that, though, was it? Let's be honest.
No, usually it is, but no. This time, I tell you what. Well,
I thought the youngsters were brilliant today. I mean, I thought Robson.
They played well. I mean, obviously, you can't really say they could play better because they're thrown into that environment.
No, we need to see them on a regular basis. But I mean, like I said, these guys could play a part next season. So for me, it was just a chance. Well, show them what you can do. There's no pressure. Even
that Doyle had a good game today. I mean, he held the ball well, didn't he?
That's when you know that's when you know there's something dodgy in the air there. And Doyle played a good game. What's that about?
No, I was just thought, do you reckon Kevin Fred paid? No, Doyle paid Kevin Fred and I give him a good game or something.
Yeah, possibly. Let a few things go. Yeah, I'll bring him down, but you let it go. Remember, 100 quid I gave you.
I mean, the goals were pretty good, mind you. The goals we scored, I think.
How did Rodwell score from that angle?
It was bizarre. It was a good finish, wasn't it? From Rodwell.
He done well to carry his runner.
Let's not forget, it was his 50th game for Sunderland.
Was it? Seriously?
And as someone rightfully said on my Facebook page, Rodwell's really played 50 games for Sunderland.
No, it doesn't feel like it, does it? To be fair, I think I'm going to might put myself on the firing line here. I actually quite don't mind Rodwell. I think that he's got a lot of promise about him and he could fit into a Allardyce team.
He still does. It's just when he gets injured, fucking hell, does he get injured? He's out for decades, isn't he?
I think Manchester City will have no way to the bank 10 million for Rodwell. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. If our player is injured,
without a doubt, yeah, injury prone, and we play 10 million for him?
Something like that. But to be fair, he's recently been getting into decent positions to shoot. He just needs to practice on his finishing. Yeah. Although the one at West Ham, where to be fair, I think it was Adrian did well to save that one. To be fair to Rodwell, but generally
you couldn't ask for a better end of the season, could you? I mean, beating last year's champions from 2-1 down, beating Everton. Obviously, Martinez gets sacked, and you send your rivals down and Norwich down in the process.
Yeah, only losing. Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Only losing one at past 11.
It's not a good season. Obviously, no, 17th isn't a good season. But
well, it's still safety at the end of the day. That's all that matters, really. And finally, I dare bet, finally, we have a decent manager as well to see us through.
We've got to kick on at Allardyce now. If we don't do it with him, we'll never do it with anyone.
No, exactly, without a shadow of a doubt.
Well, do you know what you said after the Newcastle game? You said out of one of Newcastle and Sunderland divided still, which one of them should have a decent season next season? So thankfully it's us, but the point is that I think it's just been frustrating this season because this relegation fight for me has been the worst one because Newcastle are down there with us. I know that sounds sad.
It's been nail biting. Yeah, I know what you mean. It has been nail biting, hasn't it?
I really wanted to see them go down and us stay up, and until the Everton game, it was torturous every time, and I kept overthinking every scenario. Oh, shit, they might get points here, they'll get a win there, we'll go down by a point.
You know what? Before they played Villa, you would have easily backed them to actually beat Villa, wouldn't you?
You would have, yeah, definitely.
Well, like I said, they're the only team all season to not beat Aston Villa in the Premier League.
Yeah. I know. How weird's that? Every other team has at least once.
Even Sunderland did it.
I know.
And I say that because the previous few seasons, Villa seemed to turn into Real Madrid when they play us. No. It's true though. We've lost the last 3 home games or something before this season against Villa without scoring. Failed to beat them for so many years.
Yeah.
And so it's thankfully we've actually beaten them in the worst ever season.
Yeah.
But yeah, crazy.
It is.
Very, very. So, what did you make for the Watford's first goal then?
Watford's first goal. Watford's goal. No, I've seen
it was the header by Prudel.
A few comments, yes, saying it should have stood. Yes, definitely should have stood. John O'Shea, there was nothing in that. John O'Shea was just out-muscled out off the ball. It was poor from John O'Shea. It was too easy.
Yeah.
I
mean, when I first saw it, I thought, it was a bit of a heavy push because O'Shea, he did jump. It was half-hearted, but I could see the argument from two sides here. Yeah, okay, he should have been stronger, but at the same point, there was still a foul committed. He was still pushed away from the ball. So I see both sides of the argument for that one at least.
I think especially if it was in our favour, we probably wouldn't have seen anything in that. Yeah. So, and I didn't see much in that from there, from our perspective. I just think O'Shea just should have done better with it, to be honest.
Yeah.
He couldn't have done much about it. We've got to give credit where it's due. That was a very good header.
Yeah, brilliant game. I
suppose you could call it. You could say Yeah, it could have been one of those where a foul could have been given, but the goal could have stood anyway. In this case, the goal stood.
Exactly.
You see it all the time in football, don't you? You know, some referees soft challenge foul, like the penalty. It was a fucking soft penalty, that's for sure. You know, but
I'll give you credit for that though. That was a decent penalty. The way he took it was pretty good. But
it was.
Like I said, but we've arguably had at least one other goal that should have stood before then, if not two.
I mean, how annoying is it with Lens, right? Do you remember Lens tried to play in Watford and he passed it completely off the pitch?
Yeah.
Then 10 minutes later he goes and scores. You know what? I was just screaming in anger when he scored and shouting, that's what you can do. It's clear, he's got the talent, without doubt he's got the talent.
The ball's played to him, he dummies it, and he just lashes it home. 2-1.
Well, that's the thing, because
you know, he has the ability.
He definitely has the ability, yeah.
It's just he doesn't have the work rate for it.
I wouldn't keep him for that reason.
But for me, like, if he does, I said to these two when he scored, well, good then. At least if he's not going to stay, put yourself in the shop window. Someone else will come and take you.
Yeah.
Even if we're going to get rid of him, someone else is bound to be interested in him.
Maybe even one of the clubs that's just come up. Apart from Borough.
I'll probably see him, if he does leave, I'll probably see him go back abroad, to be honest.
Same, I can't see him. I don't know.
It's a lot of money, I think, for the clubs that come up. It's a lot of money.
Well, if you look at, what was it, Andre Ayew? I think if we're still interested in him, why not go try and persuade Swansea to give like 10 million plus Ayew? 10 million plus Ayew? Yeah. No, I'm not having a good day.
I've got a few million plus Ayew for him, but I wouldn't go any higher than 10, that's for sure.
Deal though, people are going to charge ridiculous amounts of money, unfortunately.
Well, exactly, look at it, especially.
Rafa's back.
Oh, fucking hell. Rafa, go away! God!
Go away, this is Premier League territory.
Fuck off to the Championship.
I want to say to any Newcastle fans watching this, I do feel sorry for some of them. Some of them I think have deserved it because of the amount of stick we get, but...
Yeah, quite frankly, I don't think any of you deserve it and enjoy Burton Albion being on me.
Yeah, exactly, but...
Goodbye.
I will mention this though, but if you look at, as much as what Pete said, that 17th isn't a good season, neither Newcastle or Sunderland realistically should be anywhere near the bottom three.
Not...
I mean, no disrespect to them, but how have the likes of Watford and Bournemouth finished comfortably above the pair of us?
Because they won more games.
Sunderland are spending their first decade in the Premier League as well. What's that about? It's going to be our first decade next season, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
What on earth is that about? How are the likes of Bournemouth, Watford, how are the likes of Leicester City winning the title? Should we not be up there with them, or near them at least? You
never know.
5th, 6th, or 7th.
Put a 2001 bet on for someone to win the Premier League next year.
5,001.
Only 2001 now.
Yeah, I know. Twats won't offer that odds for a long time, will they?
But yeah, I think what annoyed me, I mean, I don't know if you're talking about this season as a whole generally, but I think the annoying thing annoyed me with this season, and it didn't cost us, but it could easily have done, the start we had. And if you look at the first 6 games we had, now forget the fact that Leicester's won the league for a minute. You look at Leicester, Norwich, Swansea, I think it was in Villa, and then Tottenham and Bournemouth in your first 6 matches. 5 of those on paper are winnable. Mm-hmm. Now, if you look at Leicester, I mean, we were there, weren't we? Which, although the day out was good, the result was shit. So, but you look, Leicester, a team that needed to get a great escape last year to stay up, and in the Championship the year before that, and we were 3-0 down. They outplayed us, don't get us wrong, but we shouldn't be getting outplayed by Leicester.
That one about Villa.
Villa.
That went down.
Villa had more to show. Villa looked better then, though, to be fair. That was at the very start of the season. So, but you look at Norwich, no excuses there. You shouldn't be getting outplayed by someone who needed the playoffs, the freaking playoffs to come up. Swansea at the time was a decent point. Villa away from home, only because it was away, it was a half decent one. Bloody Bournemouth.
All them clubs you just mentioned here, when we played them since Allardyce has come in, we went to Swansea, won comfortably, went to Norwich, won comfortably, so they proved it they're more than capable.
Yeah.
But was it just out of lack of fitness at the start of the season? Oh. I mean, I believe...
Bear in mind, Dick Advocaat was in charge at the start of the season. He missed a majority of the pre-season as well, because he was at home with his wife.
He did miss a good bit of pre-season.
He did. Yeah. He missed a massive amount.
He only came back because we sent them bloody flowers, man. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. we sent them more flowers than the flowers we did.
I'm just going to go back to the Mackems because they won't leave you alone. Oh, Dick, just go, man. I'm getting sick of these stupid flowers. I think, okay, right, lad, right, I'll go back for 2 months. No, it doesn't sound as constipated as that. That's even the right phrase, but still.
I do.
But, it's just a shame, really, because I think I got asked by my auntie, I think one of my family members, when we stayed up last year at Arsenal, would I keep Dick Advocat for the following season? And I was 50-50. Rafa, I've told you,
Rafa, go away!
That's 4 times in one video, Rafa. Go away. No one wants Newcastle here. Honest to God.
Took off the mags this year.
He's going to do that to wind
He's
up.
going to do it 6 times in a minute. That'll be fucking good. There'll be 9.
Yeah, true. But the fact is, it was just...
He's a menace, isn't he? That's what he's trying to do. He's going to do it 5 times, isn't he? It'd be 5 times he does it, because they won 5-1 today.
Right, I know what's going to happen if that goes again. I know what I'm going to say.
5-4.
Yeah, get the fucking...
No, I've got it in mind. I'll hopefully get them. So. No, but the point was that with Dick Advocat, I got asked, after we stayed up at Arsenal, would I keep him? And I was 50-50 on that, because everyone was saying, he's done well to keep us up. Aye, so did Di Canio, got sacked. So did Poyet, got sacked.
Yep.
So what's Dick Advocat done that's any different?
Well, he did give us... I've got to say, he did give us a big boost when it came to organisation within the squad.
Initially he did, yes, but we
Yeah.
didn't see that organisation at the start of the season.
For some reason, that decided to go wandering off down the A19. I don't know why, but it did.
Next season, if say Allardyce had him, well, I doubt Allardyce would get sacked. Say Allardyce was to walk halfway through next season because things weren't going well, and then someone else come in, took the job, beat Middlesbrough twice or whatever, and finished 70. I would not say that. I would not be celebrating as I have done this year.
I wouldn't either, because it's
Getting on the joke now.
Yeah, it's one of those where you need to kick on. Even if we finish 14th or 15th, fair enough. I'll be happy with that, because it's progression. But if we're in the same scrap again, to be honest, I think it will come to the point where I don't want us to be relegated. I really would, because it's just beyond a joke. It really is.
We can't get any closer than we're happy last few years.
Oh no, not without shadow of a doubt.
I said that last year. We can do it again.
I think, to be fair, the thing that feels different this time is that I'm touching the wood again. Yeah. I'm so relieved to not have to do that for the next couple of months. But the point was that I think what's different this time is that this great escape, which I don't think it was this time. I think this was deserved. We deserved to stay up, because over the last couple of months, if you take away 80 minutes at Liverpool, the last half an hour against Leicester, and the second half of the Stoke game, take those away, we've been consistently good over the last couple of months. Man City battered, lost. West Ham had more than enough chances.
The only game we deserved to lose was Leicester. That's what I'd go as far as to say that.
Well, I don't know, 1-0 down, then Vardy pushing over Van Aanholt. I don't know. I think a draw would have been a fair result for that one, to be honest. I'll go
I think Leicester did deserve to win based on the chances they had in the second half. I think the first 60 minutes were more than matched them before they scored. I wasn't happy with it, even though Rodwell apparently decided he wanted to produce miss-hitter of the season, or miss of the season. But regardless, but to be fair, if you take away the last 30 minutes against Leicester, 80 minutes at Liverpool, and the second half at Stoke, generally we've been doing the right things consistently. We just haven't been getting the breaks.
Yeah.
So I think this time we deserve to steal, because Newcastle showed fight in the last 6 games, but it came too late. Norwich didn't have a goal scorer, and Villa as well. So generally we deserve to steal. Whereas if you look at last season, when we beat Southampton, beat Everton, and drew with Leicester and Arsenal, I think it was. Yeah. There were a few freak results. Southampton, we got 2 penalties and beat them. Albeit you need to score them, but we still got 2 penalties. And Everton was the flukiest win I've ever seen in my life. A deflection off Graham's backside, then Defoe's ball was... Yeah, literally, the second one was even worse. Then it goes off Jagielka's knee, Defoe's kneecap, then his hand, and then it goes in. So literally last season you could argue we got lucky to steal. Whereas this season I think we deserved to. And we've got a better manager as well.
What do you think is worse for Everton? By the way, where did Everton finish?
I don't know,
12th, wasn't it?
Finishing 11th or 12th, or Danny Graham scoring.
His only Premier League goal against Everton. God. Everton
I've got to say Danny Graham scoring. Hang on, I'm just checking where Everton finished.
I think it was 11th.
Yeah, we're on to the 12th.
I'm certain it was 12th. I might be wrong. Don't quote me on that.
I'll be sure to anyway.
This app ever fucking loads. Come on.
So they were 11th and then Swansea were 12th.
For them, though, that is a poor season. That's a very poor season considering the players they've got. But at the same time, if Everton
they finished 11th.
All I will say is, if any Everton
Swansea finished 12th?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's amazing how the season...
Considering at Christmas they were down and out, weren't they?
I know. But if you look at, like, I mean, Everton fans say, oh, we shouldn't be losing 3-0 to Sunderland. You shouldn't beat us 6-2. We shouldn't be losing 6-2 to anybody. Yes, I haven't forgotten that. Aruna Bloomin' Kone.
But I'll I'll combat you with that though. I'll combat you and I'll come back at you with that, right? When the fixtures come out, we can look at them. You know, for this season, for example. Yes, we've got Newcastle first, then we're away. Oh fucking hell, we play Man City then, we play Arsenal then. But the one thing we can't predict as Sunderland fans is what game we will get thrashed at. It happens every season. We get thrashed in one game every season, without a shadow of a doubt. It always happens.
You think that's a special thing about supporting Sunderland, isn't it? You do.
It is.
You don't know what's going to happen.
It's bizarre, but it is.
I want a bit more predictability in terms of getting results we should be, and I mean like wins, not losses or draws. But it's
hopefully
crazy,
next season will be the season Sam stops that horrible rot of a game where we get absolutely hammered by.
So
I think we'll have a good year next year. When I say have a good year, I mean a good year in comparison to what it's been.
I'm not going to be aiming for Europe or anything, you know, but even top of the bottom half of the table.
Yeah, 12.
I would be more than happy with that.
To be honest, I'd agree with you when you said take 14th, 15th. To me, 14th is the last spot in mid-table. That's just how my mind works for some reason. But you know, if you finish 14th and you're comfortably and consistently clear of the bottom three, I'm talking about 7-8 points all season, then you know, if you're not in a relegation fight and finish 14th, I'd take that next year.
Yeah, without a doubt.
You know, this is progress. I don't want to be in a position where we're having to play catch up because this season again, having catch up could easily have cost us. Before we played Villa, we were stuck on 12 points. So the fact we've got 27 points in the second half of the season.
It's exciting things ahead, isn't it? I mean, I know obviously there's no guarantee we're going to do well. Of course there isn't.
But there's room for optimism, isn't there?
But I mean, if Allardyce gets this, well, supposedly 50 million war chest that he's going to get Andy Schultz the owner.
Well, I think he's more than 50. They're going to get the money at the end of the season, so it doesn't matter.
My question to you is, come the first game of next season, the team that I would be looking at, right, would probably be Manone, new right back, Kone, Kabul, Barnard, Kershaw, Holden, then the three in the middle, like a 4-1-3-2. I think the three in the middle would be Kasri behind the front two. See Andre Ayew if this is happening. Mm-hmm. And then another new winger with Defoe. And then, you know what, I want to see a big centre forward alongside Jermaine Defoe. And a lot of Sunderland fans wouldn't see this happening, and I don't see it happening, but I would like to see someone like Andy Carroll play alongside Jermaine Defoe.
No, I'd agree with that, because you need... The thing with Defoe, he's little. He can get up to head the ball. We all know that. We've seen it many and many a time this season, especially towards the end. But I'd agree, someone like, or with the prowess of Andy Carroll, who can get up, head the ball, but flick it on to Defoe. I'd agree with you, Pete. I really would. I would have to agree with you, because that's what we're missing.
We need speed behind the front three as well. Like we need Ayew. Like I would even put in a cheeky bit for Victor Moses as well from West Ham.
Victor Moses is at Chelsea. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, he was on loan at West Ham this season.
God, I think he must have been at Chelsea all his career. Victor Moses.
Victor Moses started quite well at West Ham this year, but he hasn't featured very much recently.
Well, come on, they've got Payet for a start.
Yeah.
Who needs Moses? Payet. I mean, really, you know.
I'd take Andy Carroll, but there's a couple of stumbling blocks. I mean, the big stumbling block is his injury record. That's the one thing that's half putting me off, because there's no doubt when Andy Carroll's on the top of his game, he has a class forward. He scored a hat-trick against Arsenal. That's just one example. But he's put himself in a mode where he's decent scoring form. The only thing I could see is that the amount of Sunderland fans that will complain just because he's by footballing birth a Geordie, which doesn't bother me. If he's, you know, I would have took Demba Ba. When Demba Ba was at Chelsea, I would have took him because I rate him. I think he's a good striker, or was at the time. But Carroll, I think, if Allardyce can, I think the only thing that would get him to Sunderland is that he's an Allardyce player.
You think
Allardyce was the one that signed him at West Ham?
You think Allardyce is going to want to raid it? It's obvious he's going to want to raid his old club, isn't it? But then you think West Ham are moving to the Olympic Stadium. Where did they finish sixth?
Something like that.
They finished sixth or something in the league. I mean, they're not going to want to leave, are they? The West Ham players. It's exciting to take the head for West Ham.
Unless they're not getting
new stadium, you know. More
I can't see them
in there.
Well,
I can see
seventh. They finished seventh.
Seventh. Yeah.
So that's still a cracking season for West Ham. know.
Maybe even Sacco, you know the striker Sacco?
For Sacco.
He's a big lad, he's good as well.
Yeah, I love him. I love that. Well, again, who's signing for West Ham? Allardyce.
I think next year, I don't think the football will be pretty, but I think it'll be a good side. I think we could score a lot of goals next season.
And keep
without doubt.
hopefully.
I think it's just. I'd say this to every Sunderland fan watching this video. Every single season now, I've said, we could. Well, I don't say we'll definitely do that. I said we could do this, we could do that. Just next season, take one game at a time. Don't get carried away. I know obviously your rivals are in the Championship and we're in the Premier League, but just take it one game at a time because you don't know what's going to happen in football. Look at this season. Leicester top. You know what I mean?
Who would have thought that? Who really would have thought that?
So, but even if you look at the teams that got relegated, even if you took just Newcastle into the equation, if you take the money that they'd spent at the time, why now the first half of the season was good? That's just one example. I actually rate Newcastle, it's got potential, but the point is, if you were to take two teams like Newcastle and Bournemouth at the start of the season, who would you have tipped to go down at Newcastle and Bournemouth in August?
Newcastle.
Honestly, Bournemouth.
You tip Bournemouth all day long with
yeah,
Newcastle
without a doubt.
at the start of the season. So, and I like Bournemouth, by the way, I'm glad they've stayed up, but next season, what I also want, and I agree with what Pete said, I want to see us kick on next year and have a good season where we're just comfortably mid-table, because I take that. I'm sick of having I'm sick of being on the edge of my seat coming May and April. But one thing I would want to see next year, and we've improved on it since Allardyce came in, beating teams that we should be beating. Watford and Bournemouth come into that category.
Definitely done it since Allardyce.
Yeah. Watford and Bournemouth, and I'm going to put myself on the line yet, Leicester as well, because as much as they've won the league this season, and a great achievement for them by any stretch, but they're not much better than us on paper. I know games aren't won on paper, but generally we should be competing with Leicester.
And it's the fairy tale effect as well, isn't it? It really is,
So
it's the whole thing that, for a start, the big four, as I say, the big four, they have been fucking awful.
Are you assuming Arsenal, Chelsea, City, and United?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
They have been awful, haven't they?
Arsenal fans be like, finished above Spurs, great.
Yeah, good for you.
I know it's
That's
you know,
what annoys me. Because
they've been horrible.
After we played Arsenal at the Stadium Line where we drew, there was Arsenal fan TV. I was watching them, and they were all saying about how hard they've got it as Arsenal fans. No, you don't. I'm sorry. Top 2 every year, top 3, top 4, comfortably every season, Champions League, playing good football, generally winning more games than you lose. No, you don't.
I can say what I can personally. I am the same as Michael, but
having said that,
I think Arsenal should have been in to win it. Obviously, they would have been in to win it this year. I think they should have won it this year as well. Like you said, Craig, given how poor Man United, Man City were, Chelsea were, Tottenham bottom of that, and Leicester obviously didn't.
But I suppose if you're going to, I will give this though. I'm going to contradict myself here. I still think they complain too much, because I don't think they're anywhere near as hard.
But I would keep on.
Look at Aston Villa, Newcastle, Sunderland. We have it much harder than what they do. But regardless, if you look at if Arsenal, you're going to finish second? Who's going to finish above you? Leicester City. No, come on, tell me the truth. No, Leicester City. There's no way Leicester should be finishing above Arsenal. You don't have a God-given right to finish first, obviously, but it's good for football. It's good for any sport that Leicester have won the league. But Arsenal, if Leicester were the team that won the league and Tottenham were the ones competing with them and Arsenal for the title, Arsenal should be winning it.
Oh, without doubt.
For me, one of the big reasons they haven't, I know we've drifted on talking about Arsenal, but anyway, I don't know. But the last point I make on Arsenal is that Olivier Giroud is not good enough to win the league. He's not. Because he goes through one patch of games. He scored 4 in his last 2, apparently, but he goes missing for large parts of the season. And what have teams that have won the league had? Goal scorers. Consistently. And I don't mean just 10, 15, I mean 20, 25 goals a season. Giroud doesn't do that.
He doesn't know. I mean, and when you look at it as well, the Arsenal fans, they always got Olivier Giroud, we've got Giroud. Okay, yeah. We've got Defoe, who scored more goals than Wayne Rooney.
I thought you'd say that when he's doing the same as on the board, yeah.
No, exactly, he targeted 20, he didn't get there, but he got 3/4 of the way there. What more can you want? I mean, he's third behind Vardy and Kane. Now, if that doesn't merit an England call-up before Rooney, I do not know what does.
I mean, as for Giroud, if you're going to say 10, 15 goals, yeah, but Man United's had... It's like saying, Man United, we've got Martial. Man City's got Boney. That's the calibre Giroud's in.
Yeah, exactly, yeah,
He's good as a squad. I'd keep him as if I was an Arsenal fan. I'd keep him as a squad option. I just wouldn't start him. I think you need someone like a Cavani, a Higuain, or a Benzema, or someone like that. That's the type of striker you need.
Do you not think Giroud could play one with one of them?
Possibly, but you can't rely on him to score enough goals to win the title.
Oh yeah, but I suppose if you did that and relied on one of them with Giroud, you'd need Giroud to be the feeder player, so that other player gets the goals.
Not to mention
that's the only role he can really be good at playing.
Well, I mean, on top of the midfield Arsenal's got, you will get chances, a lot of chances, and if you're clinical enough, you put them away. Then you sort it.
When it tells you things like Aaron Ramsey, Theo Walcott, and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain can't get a game, I mean, that's not a bad, is it? That's not a bad few players to bring on, is it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, as far as you said with Defoe, with the England call-up, do any of you see Defoe getting an England call-up? # Roy Hodgson logic.
Well,
I guess we'll find out tomorrow.
the rumours that apparently Defoe could be on the verge.
How many strikers can Roy Hodgson take to the Euros? If it's 5...
He needs to take 4. He needs to at least take 4.
If it's 4, I wouldn't take him, but if it's 5, I would. That's what I'm saying.
See, selfishly, I wouldn't, just because I don't want him to get injured.
I don't know, because you think about it, you've got Harry Kane, you've got Vardy, the 2 prolific goal scorers in English football.
As poor as he's been this
especially
season,
Harry Kane.
As poor as he's been this season, Rooney's going to go. There's no doubt.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Rooney, only because of
That's
the
if
name
I
though.
to spree, then
Yeah.
I think it's Sturridge.
Sturridge I'd take. Quite
I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. How long has Sturridge been injured for this season? How injury prone is he? I mean, Jermaine Defoe picks up an injury, misses a game, and the next thing you know, he's back.
I mean, where Sturridge is like made of glass, he's made of paper. If you touch him with your fingernail,
Touch him, he'll fucking
months.
shatter. He's gone. He's gone for 6 months. Half the season's gone by before he comes back.
True, but at the same time, Sturridge has shown more in the few games that he has played than Rooney has shown 38. Although, to be fair, is it because Rooney's been playing a deeper position? That might be why.
Yeah, but then wouldn't Roy have to play him in a deeper position instead of up front?
That's his plan. Maybe he's planning to take him as a midfielder.
He wouldn't even get my starting 11.
But
Rooney's not near what he once was.
If Roy does take him, as a midfielder, who's going to fill in for the striker? Because then you'd only have Kane, Sturridge, and Vardy. So who's going to be the fourth striker?
We were just saying there because Welbeck getting injured, that would improve Defoe's chances of going.
Oh, without a doubt, of course it would. Welbeck's out for good. That's gone.
I'm a massive fan of him. I am. I'm not saying, honestly, Carroll wouldn't even know. He would not get probably any minutes in the Euros, right? But say you're losing a game, right? And you're chasing a game, and you're going to play the long ball. Who are you going to bring on? Who do you want in that team? You know what I mean?
Especially in the later stages of the game. What do you do when you're desperate to get something and you're losing 1-0 or something? You hoof the ball into the area.
He's such a threat.
You need a tall player, yeah.
And again, I watched the game when West Ham played Arsenal when it was a 3-3 draw a few weeks back.
Yeah,
Carroll was a menace that day.
He kind of handled
No,
it.
he was. I was surprised when I saw it on my phone. Andy Carroll hat-trick, what the hell?
Thankfully, it wasn't against Sunderland for a change.
Yeah, yeah.
Honestly, before, Aruna Kone probably hasn't scored another Premier League hat-trick. And who did he score a hat-trick against? Sunderland, of all teams. So basically, hint, any Premier League players or players in general, if you're struggling for form, just play Sunderland. You'll be alright. Well, hopefully we don't see any of that anymore.
Well, I shouldn't do.
Fingers crossed.
Right, well, I am going to quickly pause the video here, and then it's time for all of your surprise. Okay, so got to take a few minutes break, alright? Obviously I'll keep Skype on, and I'll be back in a few minutes.
Okay.
Right, we're recording again.
I'm well accurate, just as sound.
Oh my god, that is loud. You probably have to speak up. I'm not sure whether the microphone's gone off properly. That is creepy as hell.
Thank you.
Right, okay. So, for those of you watching, well, the lads don't know, there's a little surprise in for them. And put your hand in there, get a piece of paper. Come on. Just one. Oh, good God, that's loud. You got one? Right. So, what I want from you lot is how well they've done, where they've fucked up the season. Okay.
You said that naughty word.
Oh, I know. I said that naughty word. Never mind. Right. Don't worry, it's fine. Right. So I want how well they've done, where they've messed up the season, and what they need to improve on. Okay. So first out the hat is, if you can see it, Liverpool.
Season.
Oh, something has gone wrong with the microphone.
I think that was.
Someone talk. I can just about hear you there, Michael. Just about.
Newcastle are in the championship.
Michael.
I could hear
That
Pete a
really
little
ma-
better.
Yeah, can you hear us properly now?
Yeah, so something's gone wrong. It keeps going loud, doesn't it? Yeah. I tell you what, I'll pause the video. Wait there.
Yeah.
Right, we're rolling again. So between the three years, Liverpool. What went right? What went wrong? And where do they have to improve?
Can I hold that for?
Yeah, you hold that.
So do we have to say one each?
Or between three of you. It's up to you.
What went right was appointing Jurgen Klopp because he was the choice that I think a lot of Liverpool fans would have wanted at the time that Rodgers was sacked.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, what went wrong for Liverpool? Daniel Sturridge getting injured. That's what went wrong for Liverpool. And obviously, and what went right for Liverpool? Appointing Jurgen Klopp.
Yep.
They've had a lot of injuries at Liverpool, to be fair.
I think also one thing they've done right as well is prioritise the Europa League as well, because I'm getting quite sick of seeing teams just think, oh, do you know what? We'll just throw away the towel for the Europa League and just focus on the Premier League and get in the top four. When Liverpool realistically weren't ever going to get in the top four. So the Europa League, winning it, and I hope they do, by the way, on Wednesday, is their best chance of getting into that competition.
Yeah.
As to where they need to improve, as to where they need to improve, they probably would need to get another goal scorer with Sturridge, and I think they need to get some decent defenders as well.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Anyway.
Yeah.
I would say get rid of Brendan and Rodgers.
Is that what went right or what went wrong? Where they could
I would say Brendan Rodgers.
Alright.
Get rid of
I think I'll
Brendan.
get rid of him now. Oh, he's gone.
God,
Right.
no.
Okay, next. Right, I'll pick this one.
Oh,
You ready?
Interesting.
Right.
Nope.
What's the rival?
Oh.
Something.
Here we go.
Norwich.
Oh!
No.
start Norwich.
Well, then I'll start with the last one. We're struggling with it.
Right. We're to start on Norwich. I think the same team that went down with Norwich last time and that got promoted back is the same team. They haven't invested. They signed Naismith, which was a good signing. They haven't got a goal scorer though, and they concede too many goals.
Yeah.
So rightly so, I think Norwich is quite an obvious choice why they've been relegated, because they kind of score goals and they kind of defend.
I want to point out one thing that massively went wrong for Norwich. In one game in particular, Norwich 0, Sunderland 3. That was the game that I think... I look at many turning points in the season for staying up, but in terms of Norwich's season, that game was huge, because if they hadn't lost that, there's a chance they would have stayed up. And if they'd beaten Sunderland at that point, they would have gone 7 points clear of them.
Yeah.
They would not have... I doubt Sunderland would have overturned that. So no, that is nice to see on camera, by the way. I'm just soppy. But anyway, as to where Norwich could improve, I think they need to stick with Alex Neil, because they've gone through... Was it their board of directors or something? Or someone,
I'm bored of Norwich, sorry.
No, but no, I mean, someone crucial at the club's just resigned last week, or this week just gone. So, you know what I'm talking about? There was some, but anyway, something like that. But anyway, where they need to do is they need to keep Alex Neil, I think, because I think he gives them the best chance of coming back up at the first attempt as well. And because they've been in the Championship recently, they'll know how to get out of that division.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Michael. They have to keep it.
Go on then. One more. Go on.
No.
Yeah, one more. Go on. Well, more than one, but come on, quick.
Quick.
Get one.
10.
You got one?
No,
Who we got? Oh, interesting one.
Who's this?
Oh, my second team. Oh,
Arsenal.
What went wrong? Okay, all the Arsenal fans moaning about Wenger for a start went wrong. Okay, you want to start this on me? Or?
Yeah, but I think, like Michael said earlier, Arsenal's is just the same, isn't it? I mean, they didn't sign a goal scorer. They don't turn up 30 games a season. They don't turn up for 38 games, do they? They lose to teams that they shouldn't lose to. To be fair, they've done all right against the better clubs this season, but I don't know. I just think Arsenal need to improve going forward. I think they need a striker, and I think they could do a defensive midfielder as well. But
personally, I think they could do with another centre back or two, because if you look at Koscielny and Mertesacker, that partnership usually works well for them. However, that's vastly thin. The defence is vastly paper thin. Because say if something happened to Koscielny, then it's Mertesacker and Gabriel. I think it is.
I think other clubs know they can bully Arsenal. You know, when Arsenal go away from home, and like when they came to us, we bullied them. To be fair, Newcastle bullied them as well. I mean, I think other clubs know Arsenal are quite weak. So
I mean, if you look at last summer when they did the transfer window, the only player they signed was Petr Cech. As great a signing as that is, again, like I said earlier, Giroud is not good enough to lead you to the Premier League title on his own, because there's so many patches in games where he goes missing, and he can go through a run of 10 games where he scores 20 goals. Well, he's not going to score that many, but but other than that, then he goes through a run of 5. I heard, was it apparently that his goal against Man City the other week was his first goal in how long ago was it?
12 games, I think.
Something like that. Exactly my point. He doesn't do it enough. So I think if you had someone like a Higuain, a Benzema, a Cavani, or someone like that, a striker of that calibre on the end of the midfield that's got Sanchez, Ozil, Ramsey, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Zola as well. Wilshere as well. So those type of players, you will get a lot of chances.
Right. So gonna move on. Little man has got this one out.
Yeah. West Ham.
Oh.
There's not much that went wrong for them. To be fair, they've had a very good season.
They have.
Okay, I think what went right for West Ham, and I like Sam Allardyce, but in the context of what went right for West Ham, they were sick of his style of football. Southend Village took them to the next level, where they could get results while playing attractive football. Well, actually, Allardyce. Hello. But no, I think West Ham generally their seasons more went right than wrong. But I think when there was a big player for them first half of the season that got injured, and he was out for quite a while. Who was it? Was it Payet?
I think so.
No, there was a big. I think what went wrong probably summed up in one game, losing at home to Swansea. Because although I didn't think they were realistically going to get in the top 4, that game probably ended their hopes.
I don't think nothing has went wrong for West Ham. I think they've had a brilliant year. I mean,
that Swansea game was nitpicking by the way.
West Ham have got everything I want in Sunderland. They're good going forward. They can defend well, and they're a quick side as well. They can score goals.
And they're top 7. So generally, I think it's more. I think where they need to do what they need to do to improve is just keep going where if it's improving, just keep doing what they're doing, especially with them moving into the Olympic Stadium. So
they're laughing.
I can tell. Is it me? Is it?
Can't hear. I don't think. Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
Oh, I can hear you. Yeah, it's just Paul the way he's moving the microphone.
Okay. I was going to say, was it me?
It looks really wrong.
Hello. No, hang on. No, I'm doing a microphone thing. Hello, guys. I'm going to speak into the microphone here. So it's not just me sounding stupid or something.
Next up, we've got
Bournemouth.
Oh. Right, wait, when you finish talking about them.
Now there's 5.
Bournemouth have had a good season. They've stayed up, and that was their target, wasn't it? So
Yeah.
Eddie Howe's done a terrific. You know what did go wrong for Bournemouth is quite obvious. No Bournemouth fans will say this. Callum Wilson was on form at the beginning of the season, and he got injured.
Yeah.
And then look what happened. They couldn't. Well, to be fair, they still done well. Josh King.
To be fair, different players contributed with goals for them.
Josh King took his place, but then he got injured. So Bournemouth never had a settled side, but they've had a very good year, Bournemouth, and they should be.
I think one thing that did go wrong, and again, this is nitpicking, but once the game finished, I think it's Aston Villa, isn't it? Oh, wait until we get on to Aston Villa. What went right for Villa? But I think quickly on Bournemouth, I think one thing that I would say for Bournemouth. One thing I would say for Bournemouth for next year, though, once they were virtually safe, their defence switched off. They conceded a lot of goals towards the end of the season. Now, Bournemouth conceded a lot of goals towards the back end of the season, so they need to improve defensively for next year. Otherwise, I think they could suffer from second season syndrome. Even though I hope they don't. But.
Right. And little man's got the next one here. Can you see it? Who is that? Hang on, have you got it upside down like that?
Is it backwards? I can't see it.
There you go. Try it that way. Hold it that way. The camera. Oh.
I think this Aston Villa.
I think it is. It looks like it. Is it Villa?
Hold it that way. Hold it like that.
Or is it not?
Or are we reading it completely wrong?
Or is it Newcastle Villa?
It's Aston Villa.
Oh!
Right, I'll quickly start with one thing that went right for Villa. The season ended. There you go. There you go. That's what went right for Villa. Where'd you start?
They got rid of their manager.
Craig, what you should have just put.
Villa weren't good enough. Simple as that.
What you should have done was just put Jeff Stelling's season review, and that would sum up everything you need to know. And that took about 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Villa basically just had a lot of players that just didn't look up for a fight.
Wasn't they good enough, either?
I think there's some half decent players in Villa's team, but no, I mean Jordan Ayew's alright. I think that he's just one example. I think that they signed a bunch of players that weren't tested or proven in the Premier League. They didn't spend the money that Benteke and Delph money well, and they just didn't. And, no, we're gonna get like this news.
Oh, another one!
Oh God. Well, basically next to nothing went right for Villa. I think it's still the same one.
No,
Villa
it's
Aston.
not.
Aston, or is it West Brom?
No, it's Man City.
Man City.
Oh!
Right, that went right for Villa. Man City. The right thing they did in getting Guardiola for next season. The wrong thing they did was rely. I think
Kept De Bruyne. That's what went.
being mean injured.
That's when Arsenal went right from Manchester City. That's what went wrong for them as well.
I think as well, failing to beat Arsenal, failing to beat Manchester United. How did they do against Tottenham? Did they beat them? Oh, yeah, okay, well there you go. But generally, no, did they? I'm just trying to think. Tottenham beat them twice. How did Arsenal? They failed. I said failed to beat Arsenal. Liverpool. Oh, lost to Liverpool twice in the league actually. I think the one thing that they said. So I mean, I think where they need to improve is they need to be a force next year. Try and speed this up a bit. Right.
Yeah, try and speed it up. Right. Can you see that?
Tottenham.
Yep.
Right, what went wrong? Losing 5-1 to a relegated Newcastle with 10 men. What went right is I think Mauricio Pochettino is a good manager, and I think what they need to improve is to trust him. And even if results don't go right straight away next season, don't sack him after 10 games.
I'd say a lot about Tottenham actually. What went well for Tottenham is they've got a lot of English players, and English players can play in the Premier League. You know, Dele Alli, Eric Dyer, Harry Kane,
And his youth as well.
yeah. Pochettino's done a very good job there. So I'm glad Tottenham done well.
This will be interesting to try something else. Go on then. Next one.
This next one's very interesting.
Okay.
Everton.
I'll let you start.
Everton. Everton are very massively underachieved for me. They've got some very, very good players and they're a very good side as well. I think Martinez has. Did he get sacked or did he walk?
I think he got sacked.
Yeah, he got sacked and rightly so. They had, like I say, they done well in the FA Cup, got to the semi-finals, but no, Everton haven't. There's nothing good about Everton's season. But Wembley, they've underachieved massively for me.
Quick. And they need to do in the future, just get a decent manager. Rafa Benitez, get Rafa Benitez.
All that work as well that they did, you know, with David Moyes, you know, to make them sound defensively, it's gone out the window. Right, come on.
Right.
Okay, who you got?
Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Oh, right, one thing that went right for Chelsea, stopping Tottenham winning the league. That's how sad their season was. I think, again, it's...
What went wrong for Chelsea? Jermaine Defoe.
Encompassed in one game. I think what went wrong was that Mourinho clearly had lost the dressing room, or the players just didn't try.
Didn't want to play for them, did they?
No, they didn't, and which is a shame because they won the league comfortably last year.
They'll be back next year, though.
Yeah, oh no, they'll be... And what they need to do in the future,
They'll be
just
back next
again...
year. Come on.
Abramovich again next year needs to stop sacking managers.
Well, they've got... Yeah,
but I mean, Conte, if he doesn't do well, don't sack him in the first half season. But no, basically what they need to do next year, prioritise top form. Don't focus on top form winning a cup for something. Just as a stepping stone for the future. But Chelsea have had a very, very poor season. Worst
This comes
season.
in fast now.
Oh,
That's why I'm trying to be quick.
here's an ironic one.
Watford.
Watford. Oh, we just beat them as well.
I think Watford, exactly the same as Bournemouth. Objective was to stay up. They stayed up, got the FA Cup semi-final, got the Wembley. Fans had a great day out. Two very good forwards in Nagano and Deeney, and the manager's done a good job, and it's sad to see him go. But Watford have had a good season.
And I think they're gonna. I think anything that went bad for them, I think it's their second half of the season. I think their form dipped. So, but they need to get someone who's going to consolidate and stabilise them next year if they're going to do anything.
Right, okay. Little man, pick this one out.
Dad, look.
It's fine.
Southampton. I'm a big fan of Southampton.
Yeah.
I think one thing that I'm not going to say one thing that went wrong, but one thing that could go wrong. Koeman leaving.
Yeah.
Koeman leaving could pass a thing for them because he's been linked with the Everton job apparently. But I think Southampton again, they've got a lot of pace in their team. The strength and physicality is there. They do the ugly side of the game when they need to. They've kept a lot of the one period where they kept like five clean sheets in a row or something, whatever it was. Very good for them. Generally their season, like West Ham, there's been not much gone wrong for them. They're a club that I wish Sunderland would be in terms of where they are in the league, because we've got the potential for that. But Southampton generally I really like as a club, and for the future just continue doing what they're doing, because I think and keep Koeman as well.
I think so. Basically what Mike said, Southampton got they qualified for Southampton.
Something like that, I think they have.
I mean, they got
Blah, blah, blah.
Oi.
Yeah.
There you go.
Great season for Southampton. Yeah.
No.
Short season review. You're getting bored.
Pete, you just got owned by a 4-year-old.
What did he say?
He said both of us got owned by a 4-year-old.
Alright.
Blah, 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 blah.
Getting owned by a 4-year-old, God, that's not going to do our street cred any good. I didn't have any street cred.
Right, next up.
Man United.
Oh.
I think the philosophy of
Can I
Van
just Man United?
You don't like Man United?
I'll
No,
let Pete do this one.
Man United. Where to start with Man United? Since Alex Ferguson left, it's all went to shit. They have got Martial, Rashford. They brought some good young players in. The left back's very good as well. I think his name.
Lingard.
They've defended better this season. I mean, you know what? Here's a stat for you then. Why have they finished fifth? They haven't definitely not finished fifth yet. But they've only they've scored less goals than Sunderland. Do you know what I mean?
What is it? They need to score 18 goals to finish above Man City against
Well,
Bournemouth?
Based on this season, who knows what can happen? But no, definitely not. But yeah, I think it says a lot. I think the one thing I will say is it says a lot about Man United's season when you could argue their best player was Anthony Martial.
They need to invest a lot.
And no disrespect to Martial, but he shouldn't come in and be their player of the season. Someone else should be doing it.
Yeah.
No, go on then.
They need to sign a lot in the summer.
Right, next.
Stoke.
Yep.
Stoke very easy. They've Stoke bought really well, didn't they? Stoke bought well, and they've ended the season badly. But I mean, Stoke finished ninth. I mean, Stoke another one. They've had a terrific season as well, and with more like Mbula, another very good signing. Stoke will kick on next season, I think.
Yep. Well, Craig's looking vastly concerned about something.
Craig's running the
I'm
dog
thinking
side.
in my chair.
Yeah.
He's running the dog side.
Right, I've got now to add on Stoke. Next one.
He's gone to the dog side.
I have. I've got that. There you go. Swansea.
I thought you were going to put Newcastle there for a minute.
Yeah.
Do you want to do this one?
Yeah, I don't. You know what? I could be completely wrong about this. I don't hold much of an exciting future for Swansea personally. They've got some very good players, Sigurdsson, Key, Ayew, but I'd get rid of Gary Monk, or whatever happened with Gary Monk. I mean, that was bad for Gary Monk to leave them. Done an outstanding job. Obviously, the Swansea manager might do great for them next season, but I kind of see many of them wanting to play for him. I think he could be one of the first managers sacked next year. That's my bet.
Yeah. Right, go on next. Here you go.
Yep.
That one.
Michael's.
Pretty much everything you said, to be honest. The only thing they could do is get Brendan Rodgers, but so man, head coach and do it.
Right.
Like that. Next one.
I'd probably say, besides who hasn't been drawn yet, the best one of the lot so far.
Leicester City.
Oh.
Yes.
Shall I stop? Because you don't like Leicester.
I don't like Leicester. I just don't think they're as good as everyone says they are. I think one of the things that went wrong for Leicester, if anything, was just losing twice to Arsenal, losing to Liverpool. That's it. Well, that's went wrong for them.
Leicester just had a dream season. Everyone's you know what, Ranieri, he took over from Pearson. He didn't change much. Mahrez, Vardy, Kante, all Brighton. They've all just had a terrific season. They've all played how he wanted Leicester to play, and if they stuck to that, they stuck to a game plan, and it's worked brilliantly for them. Well done to them as well.
And I think the one thing they need to do to improve is, remember the season Newcastle finished fifth and they didn't build on that in the transfer window. Leicester need to do that this year if they're going to keep themselves and stabilise themselves there.
Yeah.
So
Do you want to know who's next?
it's Newcastle, isn't it? I bet you.
Well, we're going to do this differently. What?
I have fun doing this actually. This is very good, very interesting.
No, get the other one.
What went wrong for Newcastle? A bottle. Sure enough of it.
We have
That's it is then. Not next.
So you all flip then.
So it is. Okay.
right. So
Thank you.
the way this will work for this one, right? We'll all have our say. Where's Paul gone?
He's just like, I don't mind me, just hold the mic.
I'm the one holding the mic.
We'll go Michael, Pete, then Paul, right? Where they went wrong and why they went down.
Okay. Alright, where do you start on what went wrong? They invested a lot of money, like 80 million over the course of 2 transfer windows, I believe, but they didn't invest it on where they needed to properly strengthen. Now, I personally thought that them going forward, I think they've got some good players. The big problem with theirs is that they didn't show enough heart, and defensively they were shocking. I think they conceded more than us, which is a surprise, because we're usually bad at defending. But you look at Mbemba, who actually, I know Pete doesn't agree with me too much on this, but I think Mbemba's got a lot of prospect. If you look at the rest of the defence, it says a lot when Lascelles was the person after the Southampton game to come out and say they need to show more fight. Where was Shelby, Colaccini? More experienced pros need to come out and say that. Lee Charnley got Steve McLaren, kept him in too long. That's that. Graham Carr made the signing. And the whole thing's just been a mess from the behind the scenes. And Benitez, although he has shown more fight for them, thankfully, it was brought in too late. So as for the future, they just need to make sure that they keep Benitez more than anything else, because they can't afford to not have him.
Yeah.
Pete, go.
Yeah, I think what went wrong for Newcastle, like Michael said, they didn't invest where they needed to invest. They didn't sign a goal scorer. Like Michael said about Charlie Austin, and he went off to Southampton. Defensively, no, they're not very good defensively either. Obviously, they've leaked too many goals. They've been on the wrong end of too many hidings this season. Away from home, I don't need to talk about their away form. They're good at home. Obviously, McLaren's appointment at the beginning that should never happen. That's probably the reason they are down. Bringing Rafa Benitez in, yes, they probably, if they do keep him, then they've got a bright future with Rafa Benitez, I think. But that again, that depends whether he stays or not. No, but they didn't sign where they needed to strengthen, and that's why they're in the Championship. And enjoy Burton Albion away next season as well.
Stay down there as well.
Go on, Paul. Your turn.
I'm going to say they actually brought Rafa Benitez in the wrong time.
Yeah, brought him in too late.
Brought him in too late.
I think Paul's pretty much
For me,
No, I'm saying, no, it's like us, we brought Sam Allardyce in the right time.
Yeah. No, what I meant was me and Peter have already covered everything you probably would have said.
Yeah.
So, sorry guys, we stole Paul's answers for him, bless him.
Paul just wants to say Newcastle shit, really. That's what Paul wants to say. Really,
Not really.
And for me, you'll like this one. For me, they wasted 80 plus million. You know, signing Shelby and Townsend. As my son kisses a mirror.
Kiss a mirror saying we are Premier
They
League.
wasted 80 plus million. They, to be honest, took the time. They took the time with getting rid of McLaren and
Steve.
Benitez. To say he had an uphill job anyway, he was unreal. But I suppose end of the day.
To be fair, Benitez hasn't got any Premier League experience, has he? I mean, in terms of a relegation battle. Do you know what I mean?
He hasn't. End of the day.
As well. If you look at the games that he was brought in, he failed to beat Sunderland, failed to beat Norwich, failed to beat Aston Villa. 3 crucial fixtures if Newcastle were going to stay up. And what they did was it draw 2, lost 1. So it's not good enough, really.
I mean, even the best coach in the Premier League kept him up last season, didn't he? John Carlos. Oh.
I forgot. High five for that one.
Covering my son's ears here, right?
Fine, cheers.
End of the day, Newcastle got fucked on the tie. Oh why, oh why.
We're going down with the Villa, even though we're the Villa.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I know that was bad.
There's another one.
There's 2 left.
Oh!
Go on, you pick.
I wonder who's left.
West Brom. Oh, no.
That one?
It is.
We have.
I'm gonna
Ooh.
But it's West Brom.
Crystal Palace.
Oh, Palace.
This one here.
Go on, you start.
This one pop.
I think Crystal Palace started the season off very well. I think Alan Pardew had them playing well. I think away from home, they're very good to watch. A lot of speed, but obviously Balassi punching in Zaha. At home, they're not as good, not as effective, but I guess away teams come to opposing grounds with a game plan. I think they've ended the season very poorly, but they've got an FA Cup final to look forward to, so they've had a good year as well, haven't they, to be fair?
Well, yeah. Got fine.
I think the thing is that Palace, again, was like Pete said, started the season very well, but then afterwards there always seems to be one team that drifts down to the bottom.
Palace this year.
Palace, yeah, exactly. But the win that was crucial was beating Norwich. That was I think that was the win that effectively kept them up. The only other thing I will say is, for the true Geordie's sake, can Pardew please win the FA Cup? That'd be hilarious to watch. I hope Palace win it as well, by the way, but I don't like the fat Geordie. Yeah.
You don't like the fat Geordie?
No, I hate him.
Well, he's anti-Sunderland.
Yeah, he doesn't give us enough credit for anything. He's not objective.
Is it me or is he biased?
He's fat.
I'm biased.
He's biased. It's the true Geordie.
I
think he talks a lot of sense.
The Geordie,
No.
the true Geordie.
I will place on record. I do think he talks a lot of sense in half the things he talks about.
About his own club he does, but not about Sunderland.
About others, but with Sunderland, he just doesn't know much. I think he. But there you go.
Right then, before we end the video, it's the final team, probably the most boring team of the season.
We know who this is going to be.
Oh,
West Brom.
Okay.
I'll let you start because I know.
Someone start. Don't be as boring as them, please.
West Brom got, you know what? Right, okay, don't be as boring as West Brom. This is going to be hard. Right, West Brom's got some very good players, Sessegnon, Perugino, but that ends there. I think what's good about West Brom, they've got Tony Pulis. He keeps them up every year, and if they're happy to settle for that, then settle for that. But I don't. If Pulis was to leave, I think that I couldn't see West Brom being in the Premier League. Personally. But no, they're in the Premier League, and they're very good defensively, and they're good at grinding results out. So yeah, they've had an average season in there, not a bad season.
I think it's certainly the way where West Brom are now, and I'm not being disrespectful. They're a bit like what a lot of people perceive Sunderland to be. They're a club that should be aiming to solidify themselves in the Premier League. Who's the best man for that? Tony Pulis. Whatever people say about Tony Pulis' style of football, he gets results to keep you in the league. And look what happened to Stoke. It might not be pretty, but it's effective. Stoke met for a number of years with Pulis, albeit the hoof the long ball football, which isn't pretty, but again, Stoke benefited massively from that. And look where they are now. Mark Hughes come in and has made them a very good team. If West Brom fans are really want to move forward, tell me then, West Brom fans, who's going to do better than Pulis at this moment in time? Realistically, that they'll get. As for West Brom, what went wrong? Just fans going against Pulis every 5 minutes, even though he's keeping them up comfortably. So, West Brom aren't particularly interesting, but you'd expect that with a Pulis team, and it's effective, like I said. So I don't mind Pulis so much, although he is a bit of an annoying idiot when he's on camera, when he's in interviews. But there you go.
Right, okay, going to end it in this way. Okay, so goal of the season.
Oh, it's a lot of good ones.
You know what?
Vardy against Liverpool was one.
Oh,
I just told you an answer.
yeah.
I'm going to go with that because I'm feeling we've got on a bit. So
I'm going to have to go with Vardy against Liverpool. There'll probably be another one, but I'm going to say Vardy against Liverpool.
Hey, hello.
Vardy
We are the best.
okay.
Oh, mess.
Do that again.
Alright, okay. So Michael, what are you
I'll be terrified. He throws on fire. So I have to say that. Actually, Bristol said it. Anyway.
Alright, once more. Go on, once more. Amuse Tyler.
Tip it over.
We're signing for Sunderland.
What?
You're a Sunderland player.
So I'm going to use your moment to shine.
Right, okay. Okay, so who has been the best player of the season?
Comfortably by a mile, Jamie Vardy, definitely.
Agreed.
Riyad Mahrez or Harry Kane for me.
Oh.
Well, Vardy's had a very good season. I'm just not as buying the Jamie Vardy thing. If he does great next season, I'll hold my hands up.
Paul?
I would say for me, since we've got him, Jermaine Defoe.
Sunderland and some more. There you go.
Who has been the worst signing of the season?
Oh! I've got the answer for this.
Oh,
Go on then.
God. You go first, I'm not to think.
Florian Thauvin. He's barely played for Newcastle. Enough said.
Paul, you can have that and say.
And I'm not saying that because Newcastle play. He's done nothing for them, so it shows why it's gone out.
You know who's been the worst signing? He's got the 4th highest goals in Europe, and he hasn't even. I think he's played once, and he got sent off again in 21. Sadio Doumbia. That's who's been the worst signing. Doumbia hasn't even featured.
I would say, just for the laugh, Damon Doy.
Dan and Doy and Ola Toivonen come a very close 3rd and 4th for me.
Sebastian Coates for me.
Which is gone.
I've just beat the lot of you. I've beaten the lot of you.
It's Sunderland logic though, isn't it? Oh, Quarters had about 5 good games. I know, let's sign him. I know, let's sign him, said Sunderland's board. Hence why we're in relegation fights.
Which has actually got out again on loan.
Yeah. There you go, says a lot.
Well, that's it for the season. It's done, it's over. We survived.
Hopefully we'll beat Newcastle.
Get in.
Hopefully we'll beat Newcastle again next. Oh wait, no. No.
You just imagine Pete goes, "Well, beat Newcastle." We said, "Oh wait, no. Oh no, we're Capital. We're in the Capital One Cup against them, or in FA Cup. Knock them out."
I'm sure they'll do really well next year. They've got some good away days to look forward to. But Motherwell, must be good.
Can I ask a question before we go?
Go for it.
Out of the 3 teams that have gone down, who do you think's best equipped to come straight back up?
Without Norwich.
Norwich for me.
Norwich City.
If they actually hang on,
they're better than Norwich.
No, they're much better than Norwich. But
Frank Burton, better than fucking Norwich.
One thing I would say is that one thing that's massively concerning me about Newcastle and Aston Villa is, look at Fulham as an example. Fulham have been in the Premier League for 13 seasons, nearly got relegated to League One this season. Newcastle and Villa could struggle with the intensity of the Championship because it's a vicious league.
It depends on Newcastle point.
If they keep Rafa, they've got a good chance of coming back up for me. But if they don't, then it depends what happens.
I'm not so much. I don't know about the manager. I think it's more in terms of which players stay. I mean,
a lot of their big names will go.
If all their big names do go, I don't think they'll come back up. But
would you really keep half of those big name players in the Championship?
Oh, except one
it'd be awful.
They're probably not in Premier League level either. Or Townsend.
To me, Norwich are the best equipped to come back up. But it's either going to be Norwich or Newcastle. I can see Villa becoming the next Leeds or Blackburn. I hope so. But I mean, I can see Villa struggling to come back up. I think they'll be mid-table Championship next year. Might be wrong though, but that's what I think.
Right. Well, that has been the final whistle of the season. That has been Tyler being a pain. And it's also been the season review with every Premier League team thrown in.
Newcastle's Premier League.
Tyler's been more of a pain than Papi Cisse is up front.
So yeah, well.
That was a good thing, Tyler, by the way.
It was a good thing. So we'll see you all for the start of the next season. Oh God.
In the Premier League.
Do we dare to dream?
Maltese Premier League, not Championship.
Well, it's okay. We've gone from one stress to another. England.
No, don't
England.
get me fucking started.